What's up, everybody? I just found something really interesting that just happened recently. So, basically, as you all know, Jamele Hill, a sports anchoress or a news anchoress, I want to say anchoress because it's a female, I don't know how to, word it right. Well, supposedly she was suspended over a tweet that she had. Well, I don't think it was a tweet. It was a statement that was on air about Trump and how he's being disrespectful towards peaceful protesting in the NFL, and how he basically called them a son of a bitch. Yeah, pretty fucked up on a whole different level, as you're supposed to be a role model in the United States. You're supposed to be the POTUS, and you're acting like a kid. But putting that aside, Jamele was basically punished for that before, and supposedly another suspension came upon her because of a tweet that she said, and I believe it was Monday, either today. I believe today she was just suspended for 2 weeks. Okay, does freedom of speech mean anything in this country anymore? All right, so this is an article. It's at Hartford, Connecticut, I want to say. It says ESPN suspended anchor Jamele Hill on a Monday for 2 weeks for making political statements on social media. What? Right off the back, that's something really fishy. You're not allowed to speak your mind anymore. Does somebody own you? You're owned now? Okay, let's read on. Hill, an African-American co-host of the 6 p.m. broadcast of SportsCenter, received backlash last month after referring to President Donald Trump as a white supremacist in a series of tweets that referenced the president's comments about daily white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. So, she was punished because of a comment she said, white supremacist, but yet I don't see any punishment for Donald Trump's actions. Being president does not excuse you for your ignorance whatsoever. It just doesn't work like that. Where's the repercussions for Charlottesville, the rallies and the supremacists who rallied there? They even returned. There's still no, and they were violent. There's still no repercussions for them. But somebody says one thing. Trump called them son of a bitches. Where's his punishment? Reading on, Trump later suggested that the NFL players be filed for not standing during the national anthem. In tweet Sunday, Hill targeted Jerry Jones after the Dallas Cowboys owner stated that players who disrespect the flag would not play for his team, which is kind of really weird because you disrespected the flag. Yes, Jerry Jones had a problem with disrespecting the flag, but he did it. I believe it was a game ago or 2 games ago where he kneeled along with them. In fact, above, here is a photo of him kneeling, disrespecting the flag. Supposedly, if you want to say disrespecting the flag, it's really not. They're exercising their rights peacefully. And they know this is the most attention they'll get because it's during the national anthem. That's where you'll get their point across. It's the same thing. It's just like going into traffic and protesting. Nobody says anything about that. Nothing happens. People hate it, but nothing happens. Okay. Moving on. Hill suggested on Twitter that fans who disagree with Jones should boycott the team's advertisers and not buy the team's merchandise. Cowboys have a huge national following, she wrote in one of a series of tweets. A lot of black and brown folks are Cowboys fans. What if they turn their backs on them? Okay, just like that. She is woke. Now, people say don't use this word woke, but I really like saying this because we are. I believe more than 60% of the NFL are minorities. More than 60% of the talent in the NFL are minorities. More than 60% of jersey sales are minorities. People go and see us play. I'm saying us because I am African American. They go and see us play because they are very fond of our skills and talents. If we use our power, because people come see us, if we do not play, if we do protest, it's hurting them, and they're going to open their eyes and see the wrong. And that's all she was saying without even going in depth. So, without even going in depth with like what I just did, she got suspended for freedom of speech, which is severely fucked up. She clarified Monday she was not calling for an NFL boycott boycott. ESPN said in a statement Monday, well, okay, to be fair, I believe she wasn't called for it, but she was telling them what they can do. Okay, let's put it like that. Still kind of fishy around that part. I will give them that. ESPN said in a statement Monday that Hill had acknowledged letting her colleagues and company down with the Trump tweet. Trump let us down with the Trump tweet. In the aftermath, all employees were reminded of how individual tweets may reflect negatively on ESPN and that such actions would have consequences. Hence, the decision statement said. Okay, it's reflecting negatively on the NFL from what others were saying, even like with Eidendorf, white nationalists and a lot of people on social media bashing us. Nobody says anything about that. And people in power, that's resulting negatively on the NFL. Trump actually called out the ratings of the NFL. Where's the consequences for him? He's excused, right? Hill had called the president a white supremacist who has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists. She wrote that he was the most ignorant, offensive president of my lifetime, which he is. Even presidents in the past of a racial, more tense era was not that racist because they were figures and they conducted themselves as figures. They might have been racist behind, and passed laws and stuff like that and suppressed us, but they weren't outright racist as much as he is. I don't even want to say racist, just ignorant and disrespectful as much as he is. She wrote that he was the most ignorant, offensive president of the lifetime. She called him a bigot and said it was a height of white privilege to ignore his white supremacy because it wasn't threatened. Okay, I don't want to say that he has white supremacy, but I will say this. Please acknowledge that white supremacy is real. White privilege is real. And I'm not saying that because, whites think they're better. Well, they do. Well, some of them, not all of them, I'm just saying. But because they're the majority. We're the minority. Well, it's a threat to me, she typed. Hill did not immediately reply to this request for comment or suspension before she was suspended. He responded to the tweet, yada, yada, yada. So sorry and corrected. Hill and Trump white supremacy. And that's basically the end of it. So what you just witnessed is a whole bunch of backlash on the defending side, and they're not getting both sides and, really seeing the big picture here. So you take it how you want to, you interpret it, and I want you to see just how wrong this whole situation is and how freedom of speech is definitely not, from what I've seen, acceptable. For more, like and subscribe. I'm tired, man. I'm out.